Hey guys, so I'm about to start cooking because I am starving. So this is gonna be a cook and chat with Cece. Excited for it. Why am I starving, you might ask? Because I am fast. Today is January 8th, which means that this is the start of my second week of 21 days of prayer and fasting. So in this video, I'm going to be chatting about while I'm cooking. I am going to be chatting with you guys all about what I've learned so far in my first week of prayer and fasting and what I'm actually doing to help mature my relationship with God through 21 days of prayer and fasting. With that, let me let y'all know that I am not a chef. I am not a cook. I don't know nothing about that. I know how to feed myself and keep myself from starving. So when I break out the boxes and I start reading the back of the box, don't do too much. Don't do too much. I never said I was a cook. I never said I was a chef. And I never said I was good at it. I know how to make edible food for me and me alone. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So you're probably wondering, probably asking, okay, what's the fast you're cooking? You about to start eating now? Like, what's the fast, what's the fast? So I'm doing the 6 to 6 fast, meaning I cannot eat from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So this meal that I'm cooking right now is my first and probably only, well, no, it is. It's my first and only meal of the day. It is currently 5:43, so when I'm done cooking, I will be eating immediately because like I said at the beginning of this, I'm starving. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm gonna make pasta. I think I just want like regular pasta, and this is fettuccine alfredo. So I think I'm just gonna add some chicken to it, call it a day. So that's what I want. Probably add a breadstick. I think I have a breadstick in here. I do. I have one singular breadstick left. I need to go to the store soon, but I feel like that's what we're gonna be cooking today, guys. So I got my pan. It's not a pan. I got this. What is this called, guys? I don't know. I got this and I got these. The back of the box says that I need to start with 1 cup of water, 1 1/4. So 1 1/4. So I'm gonna get that now. 1 1/4. This is 1 per, and this is a 1/4. Shoot. Okay, there. 1 1/4, and then the back of the box says 1/2 cup of milk. I recently got milk, so that is a good thing. Let me get the milk, guys. I realized the lighting was better on this side, so I moved you guys over here. And it actually makes sense because there's the stove in the stove in the background. So yeah. I got the milk. A 1/4 cup of milk. I mean 1/2 cup of milk. Oot. And there we go. Yay. Okay, so even though I am fasting from 6 to 6, I'm also doing more. I'm incorporating more elements of it than just the fast from 6 to 6. So obviously I'm not eating from 6 to 6, but I'm also not drinking anything as well except for water. So from 6 to 6, the only thing that I can drink is water. And then outside of that, I'm also incorporating technically a fast, but really it's just like me choosing to not indulge in TikTok or Instagram. This is slightly hard because I do work in social media. So all of this is outside of me working. So anytime that I'm not working, I just can't be on my personal account just doom scrolling. So I've included that, and that's for the 21 days. That's not just 6 to 6, that's for all the 21 days. And then what else am I doing? I think that's pretty much it. But so the whole fast basically incorporates the 6 to 6. I don't eat anything during 6 to 6. I only drink water from 6 to 6. Also, I'm not pigging out after 6 p.m. So even though I am allowed to eat now, I'm not just scarfing down food, as much food as possible between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. I'm still being reasonable, and I'm still, trying to be healthy, health conscious. To a certain extent, I'm not just pigging out after 6 p.m. No. And during the entire fast, there's no juice, no soda, nothing like that, just water. Even outside of 6 p.m., it's still just water. All right, let's see what the box is talking about. So I add my water, I added my milk, I add in a seasoning and butter. I feel like I'm gonna wait on that. I feel like I'm just gonna do these two things right now. Now I could get myself in trouble because it's like, aren't you the one that's reading the back of the box? Yes, I know, but it is what it is. I'm putting this on the stove, turning the eye on, and we're getting this ready. It says to keep it here until it starts boiling or whatever. And then after that, I'm supposed to boil, uncover 5-6 minutes. Do I add the pasta in too? I'm gonna wait a little bit and then I'm gonna add the pasta in. The back of the box does not give clear instructions, guys. A lot of this is just me winging it. I mean, just be honest, but it's gonna turn out edible by the end of this. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Okay, so let me talk to you guys about what I've learned so far while this boils. Let me tell you guys about what I've learned so far in the first week, 7 days down of my 21 days of prayer and fasting. So let me start off with this. Why was I even doing the fast? Ultimately, last year was the first year that I did this, where I started my year off in January with 21 days of prayer and fasting, and it was absolutely amazing. And it definitely impacted, in a positive way, it definitely positively impacted my year. And I saw just a tremendous growth in my faith, a tremendous growth in the relationship that I have with God, just all of those things, all those positive things that can come from it. I realized that. And so ultimately in this year, I was like, I will absolutely be doing it again. I will be starting off my year in 2025 with this prayer and fasting, 21 days. And I think that this year I'm also going to include doing it again at the half of the year. So I'm doing it now, but I think I'm gonna start again in July and do another 21 days of prayer and fasting in July, just because after the first half of the year, that was when I realized things kind of got a little, you know what I'm saying? If we start off the year hot and heavy, we're on fire with, with God, but with our faith, but also with just like the goals that I have. Because alongside this, I will plug my vision board video and my prayer board video. But alongside doing the prayer and fasting, I also have goals. I have goals I'm trying to achieve in 2025. And at the beginning of January, I'm like hot and heavy. I'm go, 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 go. Like I'm pursuing them. I'm actively remembering. I know what to pray for. Like I'm being consistent on everything. But after that first half of the year, all that kind of flows out the door. I get forgetful. I get, like things fall off, things happen, life happens, things fall off, yada, yada, yada. But that's why I think that in July, I'm going to do another 21 days of prayer and fasting, just so that things don't get lost in translation in that murky middle period once we've hit the halfway mark of the year. So, yeah. But the whole point of me even starting the fast for this year was because I really wanted to mature my relationship with God. But here is the thing. Here's the 411. Here's the catch. So going into this, I assumed it was going to be just like last year. And that's where I messed up. That was my fault. I assumed, because I was like, I did 21 days in prayer fasting last year. This happened, and happened. Da, 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 da. So going in my second year, I'm like, it's gonna happen the exact same way. It did not. It did not. God was like, gotcha. It did not. So basically, God started off with me hot and heavy. I was trying to pursue a mature relationship with God, or I was trying to mature my relationship with God, and God was like, actually, I want to work on you. We're gonna help you mature your relationship with people. And I was like, no, this is about you. This is about you and me. And God was like, no, silly, our relationship is good. Like, yeah, you fall off from time to time. You don't talk to me as consistently every single day. But at the end of the day, like, we have a good, solid relationship with it, which is true. Like I said, once you get to the middle of the year, I do start to get a little and I have in the past had the tendency to get a little where I still pray daily, I still spend time with God with my Bible daily, but it's like I'm not as intentional with it, I'm not as devoted, as committed to God as I am January 1st through the 21st, right? Right. So God is like, yeah, I realize that you do that, I recognize that that's a thing, but we have a relationship. I trust that despite whatever, even if you do have those few murky days in the middle of the year, you're still gonna come back, you're still gonna find your way back, you're still gonna continue your relationship, which is very well true because I do all those things. So the guy was like, it's not necessarily you and me that we really need to work on right now. It's you. And I was like, me? He was like, yes, you. And I was like, me? And he was like, yes, you. You. We need to work on you. And I was like, what about me? Silly old me? Little old me, like, what about me? Like, what about me? I've got strong faith. Like, what are we working on, God? Like, let's go. And God was like, your relationship with people. And I was like, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, what are we talking about? So literally January 1st, God, let me check. Okay, it's starting to get a little hot. I can smell it over here. So I'm gonna go over here really quickly, pause on that. I'm gonna go check on this really quickly, and I think I should add in the pasta noodles. What do you guys think? I think I should. Hold on, let's go. I see that it's starting to bubble a little bit, so, and I can smell it. So I'm gonna add in the noodles. Okay. Yay, exciting. I got this spoon. I feel like I need more water. I feel like I should have put more water in here, but I don't know. Okay, cool. I don't really know what I'm doing, if I'm being honest. But the noodles obviously need to boil, so I'm gonna continue letting it do that. I told you the back of the box has not been very helpful, so I'm kinda winging it. But yeah, okay. I don't know whether I'm gonna eventually add in the butter too, guys. Don't think that I forgot. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So yeah, God was saying like, hey girl, we're gonna work on you and we're gonna work on you and your relationship with people. So literally January 1st, God showed me that I needed to work on my attitude and my approach to dealing with people in my life, particularly my loved ones. And I have this tendency where I'm like, if I feel wronged by somebody, then it's like, okay, they wronged me, they treated me this kind of way, like it is what it is, like that's how they feel about me, then I'm gonna let them feel how they want to feel. Like I don't need to do no explaining, we don't need to do no talking. Like I'll go and do bad by myself. I'll leave and like excuse myself from the situation because you wronged me, or I feel some type of way about what you've done or how you've done it or how whatever the situation is, and that's it. That's fine. I'm fine with being alone. And I think ultimately God really wants me to grow in my relationships and realizing that it's not good for me to be alone, that it's not good for me to just accept this life of, doing everything of it's just me and God. And originally, like, that sounds very holy. It sounds very good to be like, oh, just me and God, just me and God, just me and God. I don't need nobody else. I don't need nobody else but me and God. But like ultimately, God put us on this earth for a reason. He created lots of people for a reason. We're all not just here just for us to be about, oh, it's just me and God. Like we need to be in partnership with people as much as we are in partnership with God. And God was really working on me to help realize, hey, just because someone has wronged you does not mean that you need to go retreat and go into your self-isolation and being like, oh, I just want to be alone. No, sometimes, especially for the people that you love, like I'm not saying this for everybody. And God was telling me this, like, this isn't for everybody, that you do this with everybody, just willy-nilly people, strangers, acquaintances, low-level people, like, not low level, but like people who aren't really close to you. Like, this isn't for everybody in your life, but this is about the loved ones and those that you value the most in your life. Just walking away, just leaving and not working on understanding and the relationship that you have with people that you love is not good. So God was really working on my attitude. I can see things boiling. Hold on. This is good. But God really was showing me that, God was really working on me, my attitude in regards to, God was really working on me and my attitude in terms of like, Sierra, one, sometimes you are in the wrong and sometimes it is up to you to go out of your way to contact and reconnect with people because you were in the wrong. And even though you felt wronged in that situation, you were also wrong. So I know it's hard because like it was a bit of like a pride thing, I guess, in a way. And not even I guess, it was a pride thing where it was like, no, like they wronged me, I don't want to go back and tell them, like, and it was like, no, you need to explain to them. They don't even know like how you feel. They don't even know that you feel some type of way towards them. They don't even know that you are upset with them about X, Y, and Z. You need to go and have a conversation and help them understand where you are, and then they will explain where they are, and then you guys can come to a middle ground and a resolution to the situation before you start running off and just being like, okay, fine, I'll do battle on myself. I'll do battle on myself. So I'm going to continue stirring this because, oh, she's getting somewhere. Oh, okay. Oh, oh. It's hot. Hold on. It's actually very hot. I'm gonna take this off this eye because it's got mad hot real quick. Hold on now. Are they done? How do I know if they're done, guys? I'm assuming it's done. I'm running out of milk. And I've run out of milk and water, so I'm assuming that it's about that time, right? Right. All right. So, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna come back and fill you guys in on what I'm doing during this fast, but that's pretty much the premise of it in terms of like what I've learned so far. Also, I will say this while I'm still stirring this. Something else that God showed me while I was doing in the first 7 days of my fast is that I had this revelation that I kind of learned at the end of 2024, but he's really, really, really honed in on it at the beginning of this year, that I cannot be lackadaisical in my pursuit of miracles. So I equally have to put in just as much effort and work towards the miracles and the things and the goals and the things that I'm praying for, as I am expecting God to work and do things on my behalf towards those miracles, goals, X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? I had a tendency to just be willy-nilly, now that I think about it, just be willy-nilly and have these goals, which are, which was good. It was good for me to have goals. It was good for me to, I know that was, anyways, it was good for me to have goals. It was good for me to have things that I put on my vision board, my prayer board, and things like that from 2024. But I would just write things down. And I would just be praying things and then doing absolutely nothing to actually work towards them. I would just say like, and then I would call it faith. Like I would just call it faith. I would just be like, oh, I'm believing God for this. And I'd done nothing to actually act on that. And for me, it was just like a misunderstanding of what faith truly was. And I think so far I've had this revelation of what faith truly is. It's not just believing that God is going to do something for you. It's believing that God is going to do something for you while you also take steps towards that thing, knowing that God is also working on his end. It's me working on my end and God working on his end to make a miracle happen in real life. It's me being here in the flesh on earth, God being in the spirit in heaven, and us working together in the natural and in the spiritual to make a miracle. And that's what I've learned in this first week of my 21 days of prayer and fasting. I will also plug a sermon by Pastor Marcus England. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second, actually. Like I said, guys, I'm also going to be adding in some chicken to make this chicken Alfredo. So I'm gonna make this chicken now as well. Alrighty, guys. About to pour this into here. This looks pretty good, in my opinion. If anyone's asking me, I think it looks pretty good, personally. Now it is the fun part. So as I was saying before, there was this sermon that I watched called Ready for a New Start by Pastor Marcus England. He gave this sermon at Union Church, and it was at the beginning of this year, but he was a guest pastor. He's not the pastor of Union Church, but he was a guest pastor, and his sermon was Ready for a New Start, and he talks a little bit about being an equal participant in your miracles, and not just being lackadaisical in your miracles, and not just praying and like writing your goals down or writing your prayers down or praying your prayers to God and then not actually doing anything at all to work towards them, because ultimately that's not faith. If you're believing that God is doing something for you and then you do nothing in relation to that thing that you're praying for, you ultimately don't really believe that God's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be making steps towards that thing that you're praying for, believing, and as if you know for a fact that God is going to show up and show out, because he is, guys. So yeah. Okay, so now I put butter in here. I'm mixing the butter up. So let me tell you guys a little bit about what I'm actually doing in my fast to help mature my relationship with God. So number one, I journal every single day. I journal my prayers. I journal and write down my prayers every single day. So I have always been a girly who prays every single day. Prayer wasn't really like the problem, or isn't really like the problem for me necessarily. But in terms of journaling my prayers, I would only journal my prayers when I felt like I was down bad. Like, if I whipped that prayer journal out, it was because I was down bad. God knew I was down bad, and I needed that prayer journal because I needed a miracle quick. You know what I'm saying? So that scared me. My mic thing fell off. Did y'all see that? That scared the crap out of me. I'm gonna leave it down there, but it was so scary. Anyways, that was so scary. I need to recover. I need to recuperate myself. Anyways, put the powder in there. Hopefully this is good. It's turning out interesting. This is an interesting concoction. LOL. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. I feel like I need to add more milk to this. I need to add something. I might add more milk real quick. But, hold on, let me get the milk. But, yeah. Give me 1 second. You gonna come down here with me? Yay. Okay. Oh. It's on me, you guys. Turn this off. Ooh. There you go. Smidge of that. I know you guys are sitting at home like, oh, she cannot cook. So, I warned you guys at the beginning of this that I didn't know what I was doing. And guess what? Look at me now. Nonetheless, that's neither here nor there. I feel like that helped. I feel like that smidge of whatever helps. Anyways, this is looking better. You can judge all you want to, because this looks pretty good to me. Looks pretty darn good to me. Okay. So, like I was saying, I used to be, I've always been a prayer girly. I pray every single day, but that prayer journal was only something that I actually used when I was down bad. And so I was like, I want to use and utilize my prayer journal a lot more. I know you heard that bell. My chicken is done, so we're almost done with our food. So I'm gonna get into this more, and then I'll add that, and then we'll be done, and then I'm gonna go eat. Cause like I said, I'm hungry. But hold on, let's go over here. Add in salt and pepper. Add some salt and pepper to my concoction really quickly. So yeah, that is the first thing that I've started incorporating into helping mature my relationship with God is using the prayer journal. And what I love most about the prayer journal is that it forces me to be very intentional with what I'm writing down and what I'm saying to God. When I just think the prayers in my head, or if I'm even just talking about my prayers out loud, I'm just saying stuff, I'm just talking, I'm just thinking, like a lot's happening, a lot's in and out. But when I'm actually sitting down writing everything out, I'm being very intentional about what I'm saying to God, when I'm talking to him, when I'm saying what I'm thanking him for, when I'm praising him for. really going into detail about these things, and then also going into detail about what I'm asking God for, what I'm praying for God for. And what's so cool and what I enjoy most about using the prayer journal is that when I'm writing everything, it allows me to be able to hear God speak to me while I'm writing. So while I'm writing and saying things and thinking about the things that I want to say to God and writing those things out, the Holy Spirit is also downloading into my mind what God is saying back to me. So it's not even just a lecture that I'm giving, which is often what it is when I do pray in my head or pray out loud. It's not just a lecture of me to God about da 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 da, amen, peace. When I do my prayer journal, it's a conversation where I'm writing and I hear God, and then I'm like, oh, and that makes a catalyst for my next line that I'm gonna write, and that tells me what I'm gonna write, and then I hear something else, and then I'm like, oh, it makes me think of something else. I'm like, oh, then I know what to say. Now I'm gonna ask this. What are you saying about this? And so it works in that way. And so I definitely feel like the prayer journal is super beneficial and super helpful in that sense. Number 2 is I do a daily devotional. So hold on, let me get this one quickly. I have this mini daily devotional thing that I read every day, but I also do the YouVersion Bible app daily devotional, and the devotional that I'm using is I'm doing the 365 Bible in a year plan. And so I did a 365 Bible in a year plan last year, but I only did it because I just wanted to be able to say that I read the Bible in a year. But this time I'm actually going to like do it for real, because last time I didn't retain any information, didn't retain nothing. I just did it just to say I did it. So now this time I'm actually like going back in and like being realistic about it, because I didn't do it last year. So I'm doing the 365 Bible in a year plan on the YouVersion Bible app. And what is it called? Hold on, let me look. The Bible with Nikki and Pippa Gumble Express version 2025. So that's the version that I'm doing. And one thing that I have, I found this out on TikTok, is they have this thing called the Street Lights. Hold on, let me look at this as well. It's called the Streetlights New Living Translation narration. So what I will do is the first part of the devotion, I will read it, and then when it gets to the Bible part, I like to have it play, and so I listen to it. And so I use the Streetlights New Living Translation narration because I found that on TikTok. It's so cool, and it actually excites me to listen to the Bible, and so this is actually making me pay more attention than I did last year, right? Which is a win. It's definitely a win. And so the Streetlights narration, just imagine Kirk Franklin's voice, very like deep and like very musically, but very entertaining at the same time. Imagine that, but it's the lines of the Bible. Like it's word for word the Bible, but just with that kind of narration behind it.
Who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise, like a person who builds a house on solid rock.
I like it. You may not like it, but I like it. It entertains me, and it helps me lock in to what the Bible's actually saying. The next thing that I do is I watch a sermon daily. So every single day I watch a sermon. I love Union Church. I love Pastor Stephen Chandler. That's my go-to in terms of when I'm watching a sermon on YouTube. It's more than likely going to be Pastor Stephen Chandler. It's most likely going to be Union Church. I also want to plug Pastor Ryan Bullock of Union Church Charlotte campus. Love him as well. Equally, those are like my tops. But if for whatever reason I've already watched all those sermons, I'm also going to, or I can't like find whatever. If for whatever reason I don't watch a Union Church sermon, I also watch Pastor Mike McClure Jr. of Rock City Church, and also I watch Pastor Madhu of Social Dallas. Those are also some other pastors that I listen to on YouTube. And the last thing, speaking of Union Church, I'm currently reading, let me grab it. I'm currently reading this book. It is called Stop Waiting for Permission. It is by Stephen Chandler. This is basically like promo for Union Church. But I'm reading this book, Stop Waiting for Permission by Stephen Chandler, who is the pastor of Union Church. And it is really, really good. It is all about talking about pursuing greatness and how to pursue greatness in a godly fashion, and that pursuing greatness is not ungodly. Like God wants us to use our gifts, our talents, and our skills to help glorify God and uplift God. And you can be great. You can be great while doing that. Like, there is a way to be great, and it's not unholy to be pursuing greatness. And He's teaching us how to, unleash our personal genius, as you can see right here. So those are the things that I am doing for my fast. Is what I've been doing so far. So what I'm going to continue doing. I'm ultimately done with my food, and now honestly my pasta's actually getting a little cold, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up with you guys, and that's pretty much it. If you guys want to know about the rest of my fast, you want to do what I'm doing for week 2 and what I'm doing for week 3 and how I close on my fast, let me know down in the comments whether you enjoyed this, whether you didn't, what you want to see, what you don't want to see, what you want to know more of. And I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. I'm gonna go eat now. Like I said, I am starving. Toodles. I just want to give an update that the food is good. It is warm. It is good. I enjoy it. Very tasty. So I know you guys are probably like, that food is gonna be disgusting. I like it.